Hey, what's up everyone? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So here's the deal. This video, it's going to be a 4K VR, but not a true 4K VR. I'm playing some tricks here. I'm using some shortcuts to achieve the 4K. What I'm basically doing is I'm running this on a QHD 1440p VR, and then I'm upscaling it to 4K. So this is a, if you want to call it 2K VR intermediate to 4K. Okay, if you want to call it fake 4K VR, that's fine by me. It is upscaled 4K VR. It's a 2K VR source upscaled to 4K VR. Okay, through my software and everything. The reason I'm doing it like this because I want you guys to see this in a better clarity detail. But even though I'm doing some shortcuts to give you the 4K VR here in 60 FPS, it's still not going to be enough till you actually put the VR headset on, get yourself a G29 racing wheel, the shifter, the whole thing, the whole shazang, and then you're going to know what it feels like. This is just me giving you some idea what it might look like. But what it feels like, that's a whole different story. That's something you got to experience, okay? And that's why I'm doing this video, to give you my thoughts and experience on it. I know Dirty Sprite will definitely, my friend, Dirty Sprite Enterprise, he will, my moderator, he will appreciate this much because I know how much he loves this NISSAN GT-R. I purposely picked the exact same color, the exact same model, and he loves this Nissan GT-R. So I'm doing this for you, Dirty Sprite. Here, let me give you a little tour of this Nissan GT-R because I know how much he loves his cars. He's passionate about cars, so I just want to kind of give him the detailed look. Another thing I want to say before we start this video is this hobby is very expensive. Okay, getting into VR and simulations, racing simulations with racing wheels, the VR, the PC, the graphics cards, because remember, you're going to need at least 1080 Ti just to get this full detailed 60 frames per second experience. Also, you have to remember, if you want to get even higher detail onto your VR here, then you have to step up to RTX 2080 or 2080 Ti from EVGA, Asus, Strix, you name it. I would recommend a EVGA RTX 2080, and then you're gonna have all that horsepower, all the CUDA powers, all that necessary power for you to run this VR rendering with all this bells and whistles of graphical fidelity. Because this is a very demanding game. The clouds are rendered in 3D, everything's rendered in 3D, the cockpit, everything inside the wheel. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's do this. This video, it's not intended for everyone. It's really intended for enthusiasts, for people out there who might want to consider this and money's not an issue and they don't care and they want to try this out. And I understand that this is not intended for everyone. And I don't expect everybody to see this video, nor do I expect everybody to watch this video. I'm making it only for certain audience who are interested in this. Think of this video like a special interest video. Okay, think of it like that. All right, so the detail on the console, on the display, it's pretty much authentic. It's pretty much ridiculously authentic here. Even the speakers, it doesn't say Bose, but it says something else because obviously they don't have the license for Bose, so they're not going to say Bose. The opening of the AC shutters, air conditioning shutters, vents, it's pretty realistic. So what can I say, man? They did a pretty darn good job. All right, so let's go ahead and let's drive this. I'm using my G29. I'm sorry. I'm using my G29 racing wheel, and I'm using the shifter that's also from Logitech for G29 or G20. All right. The difference between G29 is you can use it with PlayStation. G20, you can only use it with the Xbox and PC. And this one, obviously, G29, you can use it with PlayStation and the PC as well. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead. Let's start this. Let me go ahead and start the car. Here we go. I have calibrated my racing wheels, so everything should be smooth. Let me get my my shifter. There it is. Just trying to situate myself over here. Oh my god, it feels smooth. This feels real good, man. You gotta love this car for the shifting. Oh yeah, you can definitely do some donuts with this baby. This has got to be one of my favorite cars too, and I know it's DS's Dirty Sprite favorite car as well. This Nissan GT-R, man, if you have this car in real life, man, you're lucky. You're one lucky SOB. Oh! I just damaged my car. I went too quick, too fast. This is very realistic. I'm using a very realistic simulation here. If you hear that sound, that's me shifting and using the clutch. So if you hear that, that's what you hear. It's me using my clutch and my shifter. But this is really good, man. This feels really great. You know, this wheel is definitely worth it. So Dirty Sprite, if you're watching this, or all of you who are watching this, if you're interested in I highly recommend that you guys grab the this racing wheel, this G29. You will not be disappointed. Right now, currently, it's $200. You can get a shifter for $59 and this wheel for $200. So for $260, you can have this racing wheel and a shifter. The original price would cost you about $460 plus tax, $480. So I believe tomorrow is the last day you guys will be able to purchase this wheel for $200. It's definitely worth it because you will not see this wheel go down the price till next holiday. Till next holiday season, and like I said, I highly recommend that you go ahead and pick this wheel right now. It is definitely the best wheel for simulations. If you guys are serious about simulations, sim racing, you're definitely gonna be enjoying this. You can tell sometimes when I'm talking, I would be able to lose my concentration of thought what I was saying, because I'm so concentrated now on shifting the gears and driving. Now, this is a very tough track to drive on, as a matter of fact. But listen, this feels great. I highly suggest that you guys pick this wheel up. And remember, this is your last time opportunity till next year, Thanksgiving and Christmas, to get it for $200. Because you're not going to see this wheel go down the price for $200 again till the next holiday season. So I highly suggest that you go ahead, take the advantage of this racing wheel. Also, make sure you have a good racing setup, the chair, the comfort zone, all of that stuff. It's gonna add up to the experience. Listen, this racing wheel feels great. This game, Assetto Corsa, it's amazing. Even this game, Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, currently, right now, it's on sale. I highly suggest you guys take the advantage of the sale. Take the advantage of this racing wheel. This is an amazing racing game. They got everything, all the cars, Ultimate Edition, for $19.88. You can't go wrong. I know there's another game. There's another Assetto Corsa that's currently being developed. Look at that. Look at that drifting. There's another Assetto Corsa game, but that game, it's mainly for GT sports, GT racing, and it's still in the early development, and it costs $34. So you got to remember that one right there will cost you a bit more, but it's early development. So that's if you want to support the developers, if you want to support what they're doing. That's the one way of doing it, backing them up, joining the early access. That's the good way to do it. But as you can see, I mean, I'm doing pretty decent. I'm very decent. I'm very decent here with shifting and driving. It's not the best. It's mediocre, but still, I think I'm doing okay. This is a very tough track. You guys have to remember, I'm driving this on a realistic mode. So the whole point of this video is for me to give you my thoughts on the racing wheel. Listen, G29, it's awesome. It feels very robust. It doesn't feel cheap. It has that, I swear to God, this wheel is better than on my real car. It has that nice heftiness to it. Don't worry about breaking this wheel. You worry about to whom you drop it to. It's really that good. You know, so I wouldn't worry too much about what happens to the racing wheel. This wheel will last you a long time. It's a very robust racing wheel. The pedals, the shifter, everything, it's done very nicely. So you're not going to be disappointed. You know, I was looking at the Logitech. I would say Logitech, it's still going to be, to me, one company I can always rely on when it comes to simulations. I still have my sidewinder, whatever you call it, the Wingman, I'm sorry. Since 2004, I still have my Logitech Wingman. And it still works fine. I use it with my DCS. It still works great. So, not be disappointed with the Logitech. And then G29 or G20, either or you get, you will be pleased. You know, like I said, you don't have to use it for the PC. You can use the G29 for Gran Turismo Sport. You don't have to be a PC owner. You can use it for PlayStation. You can use it for Drive Club. But it's going to work the best for the Gran Turismo Sport. I haven't tried the Gran Turismo Sport. I definitely want to try that out. I kind of have the idea what it's going to feel like. You know, to me, VR, it's nothing new. I've been trying VR before they even did the first Oculus Rift, development kit. I was using the Samsung Gear. That was my first VR Samsung Gear. And then when they officially released Oculus Rift, then I tried the Oculus Rift. And then after that, HTC Vive, and then PlayStation VR, and then Oculus Go. And then, what's the other one? Lenovo Mirage Solo, Windows Mixed Reality. So the VR, it's not something new for me. I'm pretty much familiar with the virtual reality and what it can do. So this is nothing new for me. There's nothing you can show me in the VR that's gonna make me go, wow, you know. I have tried it all. I'm just kind of letting you know. And I have the videos to prove that, so. And I mean, again, I don't mean to brag about my channel, but I find it hilarious that people that come after me and say all these things about me, like I don't like VR, I'm a VR hater. And I'm like, dude, go check my videos, type my name with a VR. You're gonna find not just the PlayStation VR, you will find HTC Vive, you will find Oculus Rift, you will find Oculus Go, you will find me doing some videos on the Oculus Go. I have nothing but credibility, and they know that, and I think this is why they're so upset with me, because I have credibility and they don't. And there's nothing they can put out there that's gonna stick, you know. But anywho, who cares about them? Who cares about what the idiots say? It's like that Paul McCartney song, which I love that new album he did, that Egypt Station. That's one of my favorite albums, dude, that Paul McCartney did. The guy's a legend, dude. Former Beatles band, lead singer. The guy's a legend, and his songs are still great. He's still making great songs, even at his grandpa age. Dude, so Paul McCartney, cheers, man. Hell yeah. My father was a huge Beatles fan, man. He loved Paul McCartney. And I can see why, dude. He loved the Beatles and Paul McCartney. It's like, they're legends. I'm talking about the generations, the previous generations. I understand. I'm speaking now to the previous generation. Not for this generation, for my generation's previous generation. I get it. I understand why Paul McCartney and the Beatles are legends. I totally get it. I understand now. I didn't understand it back then when I was growing up because I was into different kind of music, but now I totally get it. Look at these clouds, man. Look just how realistic that is. Okay, let's talk about something else before I end this video. What about the RTX 2080? Currently, right now, RTX 2080, you know, there's a couple of games that will take the advantage of the ray tracing, the real-time ray tracing, light and reflection. Of course, Battlefield 5. And next to Battlefield 5, you have, what's the other one? Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So there's like 2 games that are taking a full advantage of that. But look at this curvature. I always screw it up here. But other than those 2 games, that's pretty much it. However, there's some other benefits I think you will you would benefit from RTX. It's the VR. I think the RTX 2080 and the fact that it's 6 times faster than 1080 and then 1080 Ti, the fact that it's that much faster, I think you will appreciate that benefit of that. Putting it, I think your VR will see a dramatic improvement with the RTX 2080. You'll be able to have that fidelity that you need, especially with the HTC Vive Pro, due to the that high resolution that the HTC Vive Pro has. But then again, you guys have to remember, this is expensive hobby, guys. You know, all of these things that I'm saying, this is out of the reach for majority of the people out there. You know, people who are married, they have kids, they have to pay this, they have to pay that. They're in the, you know, debt to their eyeballs. They can't afford all of this stuff. But there's other options. You can lease. You can lease these graphics cards. You can go out to the cutting edge gamers. I have leased my Titan, and you can choose after you finish the lease to own it, after you pay it. where you can do the upgrades. Cutting Edge Gamer, I think it's definitely one company I can easily vouch for because I had good experience with them. They're really legit. They're in Texas, and they, again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm giving them the props because I will always give a free credit to someone if they're really good. And this is coming from experience, from somebody who actually owns the Titan X, the previous version of Titan X, from Cutting Edge Gamers, because I couldn't afford $1,000 to buy one. So there's other options you guys can do to purchase these graphics cards. You don't have to necessarily cash out $800 or you know, $1,000, because I understand that's a lot of money. All right, so let's end this video. Let's shift that into this is just a practice. Let's pull it over here. This is just a practice. So how do I feel? What are my initial thoughts about the Assetto Corsa VR? Well, as you see, even on this very difficult curvature track for $5 holla, even on this curvature track, let's put some comedy here. Even on this track that has a lot of curves, and it's very difficult racing track, even on this one I was able to get a decent performance. Okay, so having this G29 racing wheel, the shifter, it definitely puts you into the experience. Now when you add an Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, I recommend the Oculus Rift because it's cheaper. For $350 you get a far better deal. I think you get altogether even more immersive experience, and you really feel like you're there. You really feel like you're driving this Nissan GT-R. And I know Dirty Sprite would love right now to be sitting on this chair with this Oculus Rift, with this racing rig that I have. He would love. Well, if you live near me, man, DC, Dirty Sprite DS, I would definitely welcome you to try it out, bro. I know he would love this. I'm giving a shout out to Dirty Sprite, my moderator, my friend, long time now. I know he would love to try this out and just get a feel of it, because I know how much he loves this car, dude. And this is mainly why I'm doing this video, because I know how much he loves this car, this Nissan GT-R. It's the same color. It's a white color. It's exactly the same. And there you go, Dirty Sprite. I know you're going to be drooling with this one. What I'm seeing here, the detail that I'm seeing in the car, it really looks great, even on the Oculus Rift. But that's because I'm kind of cheating it. I'm bypassing the original resolution, and I'm kind of forcing upscale of a high resolution. There's a way to do it, but you have to go within the Oculus Rift subdirectory, and you got to go ahead and adjust the resolution and some stuff. But that will also take more GPU power. That will take more GPU power from your GPU. And this is why the RTX 2080 will come in handy for you to enjoy this type of a clarity on virtual reality. You guys have to remember, virtual reality will take a lot of GPU from your graphics card. Forget about the 4K monitors, okay? That's not gonna be that much hardcore pressure onto your GPU. Sure, it will to some extent, but the VR, it's really gonna push that, squeeze that GPU power, because you're rendering all of this. All of this needs to be rendered. Every single frame you're seeing here, all the movement, the frames per second, all of that stuff accumulates. Okay, all of that detail needs to be rendered, so that way you can enjoy this fidelity of detail that's implemented here. All right, this video has gotten a little bit longer, so I hope you guys enjoy this. Like I say, take the advantage of this racing wheel. You got till tomorrow. If you don't take the advantage of G29 tomorrow, then you're going to be stuck paying $480. Do you want to pay $480? I would never pay $480 for this racing wheel. The only reason I got it is because it was on sale. It was a good deal. It was like a Godfather. It's a deal. You can't. I'm offering an offer you can't refuse. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making an offer you can't refuse. $200, $160. So it's like $260. Like the Godfather says, you can't go wrong, man. It's perfect. It's ideal. If you love racing, this is it, guys. Take the advantage of both G29 and G20 and get that shifter for $56 as well. Because if you don't take the advantage of it, you will regret it, because you will have to wait till next Thanksgiving, next Christmas, next holiday, 2019, to take the advantage of this price. They will not bring it down again to this kind of a percentage, to $200. All right, well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you later, guys. Happy holidays. Drive safe, be safe, and happy holidays. I think I said happy holidays twice. Why not? It's a holiday spirit. It's a holiday season. This is a time to be thankful to be alive. People ask me, what's the greatest gift you can have? This is coming from a guy who survived the 5 years of war, very nasty war during my childhood. The greatest gift you can have is the health, to be healthy. Because if you're healthy, then you live longer and you experience this life. You experience this reality. You get to experience it. And experiencing this reality, this life, is the greatest gift that you can have. Forget about all this plastic material, all of this other stuff, televisions, all that, that's secondary. That's a luxury to me. That's secondary. The primary gift that you can ask for is to be healthy, to be alive, so you can enjoy this experience, so you can enjoy interacting with me, interacting with the other people, meeting other cool people out there, experiencing new things. Think of it, it's experience. You only have one life, you only have one experience, so take that in consideration. The greatest gift you can have this holiday season is to be healthy, to be alive, to be well. Having said that, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you soon before New Year, before we hit 2019. Take care. Cheers. I'll see you soon. When I say soon, I mean like maybe in 7 hours or something like that. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Cheers. Be good.